Welcome back to The Creative Lens. This week, Jake and Colden are joined by video producer, YouTuber, and artist Todd V. The guys talk about Sony's new firmware updates, Panasonic's Lumix L10 launch, and the Chinese P&E lens boom. We've got a lot of lenses to talk about. Plus, Todd's first impressions on Sirui's new autofocus anamorphic lenses, and the guys call out overrated camera gear that they just aren't using anymore. Let's get into it.
What's up? Welcome, Jake. My name is Colden. This is my buddy Jake over here. I'm starting to learn how to point the right direction here on camera, but this is the Creative Lens. And Jake, dare I say it, I think we've got a pretty freaking awesome show today.
Oh, lined up, lots of cool stuff. This is like the ultimate Colden episode. This is all gear.
This is a lot of gear. This is a lot of gear.
It's a lot of gear, lot of nerding out. And it's also,
but okay, when I was building this, here's the idea though. It's more so structured. Like, don't go put your credit card down on everything that we talk about today. It's more the gear that actually helps make sense in our workflows. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like we were just talking offline, like you don't need the brand new thing that's out here if it doesn't actually serve a purpose in your workflow, right? So that is in my mind, this gear episode-ish is like, we'll talk about some stuff and then how it actually, the things that work, the things that we thought were going to work and don't work in our workflows, right?
Well, I got some hot news for you.
Give me the hot news.
You heard it right as we were doing our pre-show.
Yeah, your dog started barking right before we went live. Yeah.
The dog started barking, and you know, there's pretty much one meaning when that happens. Somebody's at the door.
Yeah.
And it was Santa Claus. Santa came early. Santa came in May. Nan light. I just bought a bunch of stuff from B&H. I got new Nan light. I got 2 300s, a case for a whole travel case. I got the 720. I got the two. I got a light dome for it, and I got the Hollyland Mark IIs.
You put the credit card to work this last week, my friend.
We swiped. You know, I got trips coming up later this year. We got to earn some points.
Yeah,
got to get some points, and so, but I'm excited. So one of the lights came last night, the 300. And my wife, you know, she does some content creation. She does some sketch comedy.
Which one came last night?
One of the 300s.
Oh, the 300. Okay.
And I put it on, I turned it on for her. And she was like, oh my God, this is so bright. And I'm like, yeah, this is, because she's used to an aperture 120.
Yeah. So you've literally got twice the wattage on this. You're going to have to turn it to like 2%.
Like, oh my God. And I'm like, and that's not even the 720 that's coming.
Yeah,
but all of them
are wild.
All of them are full color, which I'm stoked about. And one thing I didn't realize about these lights, they're like my MC lights. They have a third setting, which is for effects.
Oh yeah,
they have the full effects panel in it too, which I didn't realize. I thought it was just bicolor and RGB.
Yeah,
but like these MC lights where they have like fireworks, cop cars, but like in the full, like I'm stoked.
That's gonna be sweet. I got to circle back to you in a couple of months of using these to see how many times you actually hit that effects button.
Oh, I won't use them.
My studio has the effects, but I'm like, I don't know the last. I'll say like if you're shooting a scene with like a TV or something, it is nice to do a little bounce and you get the up and down reflections of the TV. That helps. I
have to say, I actually just used the effects just literally this week on a shoot.
Yeah.
We were but on my MC lights.
Yeah.
I was shooting a pizza and I had a pizza oven. I was gonna try to build a fire and everything. I was like, what am I doing? What's going on?
MC lights. Yeah.
I threw 2 MC lights on with their fireplace setting. Looks better than anything that I could have made with a fire. And so
for sure. And it's consistent. Because that fire goes out and then you gotta stoke the fire and then it's
So that's my hot take on new gear coming up.
I like how we opened the show. You said I'm the gearhead, and yet you're the one with B&H like circling your house in a helicopter.
You know, this was a long time coming. A long time coming.
I mean, this is episode 7. We've been talking about you getting gear since episode 1.
Yeah. So I finally pulled the trigger. And
I dig it.
There you go.
That's awesome. Well, here's a first as episode 7. We have our first guest. So Todd V is joining us. He's a YouTuber. He's a producer. He's a video maker. He is an artist. And he worked for NASA too, which is pretty freaking cool. I know. And to make it better is we met via the YouTube comment system on my last rant about GoPro. So
see, GoPro bringing people together in their common hate for them.
Bringing people together. So I feel like we've left him backstage for too long. So Todd, my friend, welcome to the show, dude.
Thanks for having me. You all are fancy with the intro music and everything. I'm blowing. This is great.
That's Colden's masterpiece. He loves it.
We went into one of the episodes. We were talking about like our toxic trait, and one of mine is like intro building and stressing out about like the production value way before you hit live or hit send. Like I stress about it, and so I appreciate that somebody can appreciate.
That's some work. Now I'm going to take a step back too, because I could hear you guys talking, and I'm chuckling to myself because he got this whole Nanlite sleigh of gifts, and I'm like, so I'll be getting the Godox version of all of that because I can't afford Nanlite. So I'll wait to see.
But hold on.
Yeah,
I thought that too. So it's and I had to go back and kind of like rethink what
expensive.
So before, so hold on. There was Aperture, and there was Nan Lux.
Yeah.
Nan Lux are all the lights that like I wouldn't want to afford.
Those are the premium lights. Aperture and Nan Lux both make the pro level great. Yeah. We're going to compete with RE Sky panels, etc.
Okay.
And then Aperture had Amaran, which was all their kind of more creator friendly, little bit less expensive,
prosumer,
maybe made out of plastic instead of metal. And Nan Lux, plastic over metal. I think all of your lights are going to be bodied in plastic, my friend.
Yeah.
But then Nan Lux created Nan Light. And it's actually, we talked about this on our NAB recap show. Jake brought it up. It was their 720 is the first light, professional light that I've seen that is under $1 a watt now. So you can get a 720 for less than $700, which is like
$600.
Hard to do.
Okay. That's a pretty good price. Yeah.
And then B&H, there was a little hookup I saw on the B&H website when I was looking this up, and I was able to get 2 300s and a case for basically the price of 2 300s. They had like a little
that's good.
Like a 2-light kit. And I was like, well, I might as well just do it, And so it's like a perfect kit that can come with me on the road.
What's your application like? So this is my first time with you guys, and I know I've taken it already off the rails already. Sorry, Colden. I know you've got a whole plan.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
No, show though. That's what we do.
But, by the way, hold on. Before we derail ourselves completely here,
all right.
We need to shout out go follow Todd on YouTube. Like this is where we met. Go subscribe and show some love because this is how we got connected. So so continue.
All right. I'm curious. See, for me, I'm many times a one-man production or maybe 4-man production, depending on the scale. I have never, ever needed that much light power, a 720. What's your application for that? I'm just curious. Not picking. That's just so much.
When I shoot outside.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm usually in a
basically. So there's a client of mine who's a dog trainer. He's a famous dog person in the dog space, and we shoot outside at his ranch.
Okay.
And I rented a 600 and it was good. I can't afford a 1200. And I also I'm not going to need something like that. But if I'm I need to fight the sun for an affordable price. That's I need it to go through a window or, which the 300 probably fit this, but in my house, it's not, I don't get the best natural daylight.
Okay.
So I'm like, great. We just need to throw up. I just need to I just need something for the room. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I'll do that a lot on like corporate, you know, when I have like a big window or something like that. I'm like, I just need to shape some light. So I need to throw it into the corner so I can get some good bounce. It just gives me enough power where I'm not like, damn it, I wish I, you know, I'm at a 300. I wish I had something stronger.
Yeah. I always cheat. I always like, okay, we're going to have you the window behind me. Now we got you lit up nicely, and I just need a little fill.
Yeah.
You're doing okay. Window background. See, I'll just go ND film.
And for me, I was like, look, worst comes to worst, I can always just turn it down.
Yeah. Well, no,
you know?
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a beast of a light.
I'd say the same thing.
Well, the thing is, this is actually not that big, and you don't have a ballast. You don't have like all you have is like a power converter, and that's it. Like that was also why I like fell in love with it. I was like, yo, this is not. It's not like my 600D. Like I have an Aperture 600D, and I'm like, this is not compared. Like it's a much smaller framework than that. Which I was like, okay. And for $600, I was like, can't say it. That's
I cooked one of my cheap lights like that because I forgot it had one of those power inverters, and it had the same plug. Because my new lights just plug right in, like you don't have the power inverter anymore, right? And I hadn't used this in a while, and I plugged it in, and I just saw like this little smoke come out the back. I'm like, uh-oh, that's not good. And it just dead. I was like, well. Another light, please, out of the back of the car.
Holy cow! Wait, so how
that's giving me like,
yeah.
What?
Well, like all of my lights with ballasts have like XLR pins basically that run. This was just a regular, or was it an XLR pin?
No, it had a 3-prong one. Like they both matched, which is a dumb design. It was a dumb design.
That's
right?
What company is that?
Brilliant.
You gotta throw them out. You gotta throw them under the rocks.
GVM.
That makes sense.
Video. Yeah, GVM.
That makes sense.
It
all checks.
When I saw that puff of smoke, I was just like panicked, like because the customer's already sitting in the chair, and I was like, "Uh-oh, I'm gonna need a minute."
Yeah. That's why those XLR pins exist too, so you don't accidentally just completely like, because a lot of those are DC LED lights. So if you don't convert that from 120, you'll just blow the whole board off of it.
Instant.
Damn. Whoops.
Oh my goodness. Whoops. Yep.
Well, see, not actually. I'm gonna rewind this. It's not a dumb design because they just get you buying more lights.
I didn't buy them.
Yeah, I would not go back after that.
Nope.
No,
all right, let's jump into it. What's our first thing? What are we jumping into?
All right, so a couple quick news items. This is just like what's going on in the world this week that I could find. Sony just released a new update, which is like props for Sony because half the time they are terrible at their backwards firmware updates. I am the sufferer of the A7S III that never got the full.
No love.
No, it just got forgotten about. So they just launched their A7R6 last week. We covered that a little bit. And they launched a new handle that came with it. The cool sell on that new handle is really for video creators. It is a handle with 2 XLR ports, and it plugs right into the smart shoe of your camera, so no extra wires, and you get 32-bit float, which is awesome. I think that we were talking about, I think Canon has the same kind of feature. They're letting some creator handle lets you have 32-bit float. It's awesome to see more camera companies building in 32-bit float because that is one of those things that I didn't realize I love so much until I started working with it. You know, it's like 10-bit color when you're used to 8-bit. Where I was like, all my cameras were 8, like all these DSLRs, all the mirrorless cameras at the beginning were 8-bit. You go, well, just expose it right, get your white balance right, and you're good. Until you start shooting on 10-bit, and then you're like, holy shit, this is so much better. And I think that's where 32-bit float is with me. Todd, you were talking as like a one-man operator.
Yeah.
Like how many times do you get it? Even if you get the budget to not be a one-man operator, how many times are you hiring a dedicated sound guy to sit there and pot up and down your your lavs?
Almost never. Like that's
Never.
And it's a tricky one. It's one of those ones that when you're a small crew, you're always concerned about that. So the addition of 32-bit float has been a really lifesaver. But I use the DJI product for that. But I'm curious on this.
Are you a Sony guy or Canon? What type of cameras do you use?
I'm all Sony. I started as Canon, and
sorry, Jake.
This was. Do you remember the Canon Rebel T2i and all that? Like, you're probably too young. This camera was great, and it was a bomb. I loved it, and it kind of opened the doors for everybody. And then Sony came along like, oh yeah, we're going to do a 4K camera at that same price. And Canon was like, oh no, you can't get that until you buy the $10,000 camera. And I was like, well,
yeah,
I want.
We've
4K.
all been there.
I have the T2i sitting on that shelf back there.
I
somewhere.
love that.
So, yeah.
I love that. It was a great camera.
Colden,
So I'm all Sony.
How do you not sell your old cameras? Do you just keep
I've sold a
buying new
lot.
cameras and never sell your gear?
I've sold a lot. The ones that hold value, I try and sell.
Yeah.
The ones that don't hold value super long, if there is I could use this as a crash cam for cheaper than I could buy a new crash cam, I tend to hold on to it. And the T2i was literally like the very first camera I bought with like my real money.
Yeah.
And so that was one that I've just kind of held on to. But it's like proven useful because I have like A, B, and C cameras. Not the T2i, but like I had
Still
an
using your
Ace.
T2i as a C camera.
Yeah.
I probably, you know what though? And I've been debating on how to do it. I need a top-down shot for the desk sometimes. And I mean, my whole studio setup is 1080 anyway. It's all run through an ATEM. So like, it only shoots 1080. I only import stuff into 1080 when I'm doing like an ATEM cut. So maybe
I could be a solid move. Okay.
I have a wild one that I have held on to, and for no good reason, but it has worked as a C cam. Do you remember the Sony FS700? Now this is a wild. This is a wild.
That was
It has the capability to do 4K if you plug in. It hasn't 4K out the SDI. So if you plug in a Shogun, which I bought, I now have a C cam that I'll pull out when I need a big multicam shoot. I'll do work for like the orchestra or something like that, and we'll have like 7 cameras. And sometimes that becomes the wide back, getting 4K, good lens. That thing's a tank. I love it. I should have sold it years ago.
We talked about that an episode ago, where basically it's like all of these cameras that used to be the premier cameras that shot all our favorite movies that look fantastic are now like garbage, essentially. Like a famous example is the 5D Mark
That's
II.
the one.
There we go.
But and like the original red, and like some of these ones that are the original, like these like OG cameras, or like there was a couple of Alexas that were like the original Alexas that were like, again, set standards, favorite movies were shot on them, but like you can get them now for like, you can't even get them now because they're like dirt cheap and gone.
That was the first one too. That one in particular, I remember having the first one was the internal ND filter. You're like, game changer. I'm on the fly.
We talked about that on your show.
Yeah.
Todd was like, having an internal ND that's one of those. So it's like, to me, it's 10-bit color, 32-bit float, built-in NDs. Those are things that like, until you actually get to sit there and use it, and you don't have to screw on an ND on the front or like drop in an ND on the matte box, like you just go click. It's so good.
Let's go. Yeah, so good. So yeah, Sony guy and DJI guy, except I'm so worried about what's going to be the future of DJI. I guess I'm going to be an extra guy. I keep saying I'll just be an extra guy. It's not as sexy, but
you're kind of extra, man.
Yeah, I'm extra.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. We covered that last week, the DJI launch. And I put that video out, and it's gotten like a bunch of people commenting that I'm not, at least not the only one, that was like, what the hell happened to this DJI Pocket 4 Pro that just launched? Because it didn't launch, but they kind of teased it like it was going to launch, and then it failed to launch by just like ignoring us and just kind of like No, it's a closed room with 7 guys at Cannes, and we're not going to disclose anything about it.
They're doing weird stuff with it. Like, this is a cinema camera, you know, and 17 stops of dynamic range. And like, let us see it.
Yeah.
We're talking about it. Let's go.
See what it can do. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm stoked for it. I'm stoked for it. Jake,
yeah.
we already covered this, but if it can't turn vertically though, it's a weird miss to me. And I got somebody in my comments this last week. It's the DJI Pocket 4 Pro.
Oh yeah.
We talked about that. Like that was gonna get Jake to fully go DJI system with the mics and everything. And
well, that would be my BTS system.
Yeah,
I would go just like, great. Here's a BTS system. Because I'm a Hollyland guy for whatever reason. I don't know. It's you know, you kind of pick one of these cheap mics and you kind of live with it. But I would have that for like my social or like any other like client work that, you know, if I need them, and then I would go 100% like my BTS or anything like that. If I'm doing, you know, okay, great. Here's just an integrated system that's like a little ecosystem. But yeah, I can't wait to.
I'm just disappointed in you both. I'm just disappointed that you guys are so worried about vertical video. Stop vertical video. No one make it anymore. I'm over it.
You know,
let's go back.
I was that guy until it's just I now shoot vertically with my DSLR, with my cameras, because I like it better than the crop, and you know, and it's like, look, this is the world we're living in, you know.
Well, I like the open gate stuff. See that I kind of like that. I get that, so I use that.
But then you're still using a crop.
Here's my hot take on open gate. Here's my hot take. I don't love.
Do we need? Hold on. Go.
Okay, well, I got that thing.
I got it. Right. I got you. Don't worry.
Here's my hot take on open gate, because I've been thinking about it the last couple of weeks. At first, in theory, I love it because on a top level, it's like, oh, you can shoot natively both. It's great. But then what the hell are you framing for? Like, you have to basically just frame super wide. And you're doing all your framing in post-production. And I'm like, I don't like that, because that's been my issue with shooting horizontally, cropping vertically. I don't like the headroom. Like vertical, you want to shoot with a much greater headroom for that style. And if I shoot fully open gate, then I'm like, I'm doing all my framing in post-production, and I can't actually like what it looks like in camera. Again, that's my hot take.
Well, dude,
that's smart though.
I'm with you. It's just what you just said too. Like, I had to shoot a commercial for social commercials for a grocery store just this week, and I just hated even trying to frame it and not have the actress's face look weird, because I had to be close. We were using a wide angle because they wanted. I love this. They want it to look like social, but I still have to shoot it on a proper camera. and it's like now it's with a 15 millimeter. I think I use. It's like her face is getting funky because I'm so close on her. I just like, can we just stop it? If we just shot with a proper camera, it would look great. And do a proper.
Yeah, but where's it delivering? But that's a hard part to me. That is the difficult. And it was on our list. Yeah. Maybe we get to it. Maybe we don't. But like, delivery platforms and where you see the most return on investment. I know. Yeah. You know, Jake, we were talking about like just YouTube in general.
Oh, he's got a hot take.
Jake's the hot take man.
I got
all right, hit me with the hot take, my friend. I'm usually the one that's just heated and angry at people. So you go.
Well, the thing is this, because I live in marketing, right? Like I do a lot of marketing consulting. I mean, all of us do. And it's that battle between being a creative and being a marketer. And you got to take the ego out as a creative. Yeah. Like, if you're being a marketer, you got to take the creative ego out. And it was something interesting, because I was looking at these guys, and I'm about to run a big test on it myself, which these guys who I admire were like, we used to shoot all our client stuff, you know, vertically, but on nice lenses, nice cameras, etc. You know, get looking beautiful. He's like, we started shooting some of the stuff on iPhones, and it performs better. And so we now shoot exclusively all our high-end clients all on an iPhone. He's like, but we do light it. We do make sure to light it correctly. And so I'm about to run a big test over the next couple of weeks, putting out a bunch of content both ways and see, what is performing natively better. And it's an interesting, and that's where like the ego has to come out, and we have to go, okay, great. Just because we think it looks better and people should admire it for it, like, if that's not where the numbers are, this is not art. This is marketing.
Yeah,
and that's again my hot take. And again, this has been years of me dealing with that.
Yeah,
you just shut up and be like, I'm not being an artist now. The idea is the artist. The execution has to be as a marketer, because all we care about is does it get the result of the marketing that we want. If it doesn't get the results, I don't care how cool the video looks. We're not going for cool points. We're going for, did it help our clients grow? Or did it help achieve our client's objective of the campaign? Awareness, conversions, etc.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can just go with movies and not give a fuck.
I'll be happy when we talk later about this lens. So we'll get to that in a minute, because that's the opposite of vertical.
Solid teaser. Although, I have some thoughts. So we'll jump to that in a minute. Let's hit let's roll through the rest of these little updates really quick, just so we can get there. I will say, last thing on the Sony is you need this handle, right? And the handle they made quite expensive, which is the only pain. So if you want 32-bit float in your Sony camera, I love that dude. Oof. It ain't cheap. But I mean, if you look at the IO that you actually get on it, like this is a professional audio IO to make these cameras way more usable professionally. You get phantom power, you get XLRs, you get you get a shoe to put or a shock mount to put your shotguns in. I did say we had this handle for the FX3. And it's this, like the mounting hole for that is, I think it's very specific to Sony's shotgun though. So I don't know if anybody's used this. We need comments on like if you can actually use like a Sennheiser or an Audio-Technica or like the new Rode NTGs, because we tried a couple of different microphones on this and it only worked with the Sony that you had to buy. So a little weird, but the fact that you can have XLRs, and the cool thing is you don't run extra cables in and out. I'm such a huge fan of that. Like I've got the little DJI thing that plugs right into the smart shoe on my FX3 and A7S. And that's great because I no longer have to worry about that failure point of the 1/8-inch audio cable that runs into my headphone jack. Like this is a better system. So I appreciate that. It's just, it's a little expensive, but it's really geared for higher end.
A more professional.
Yeah. If you're using this, I just like that they brought it to the A7 IV because they didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
So they're looking at like backwards compatibility for some of this.
We always overcame that weird mic handle sizing on the FS5 using Audio-Technica, Rode mic, by just several layers of gaff tape. No problem.
Yep.
Just wrap it and it fits.
I have so many sound carts, and like I've worked so much with people that just have like rolls of gaff tape around different shotgun microphones, and like I don't know what else you do, but man, I wish it could work better than just rolls of gaff tape. But what are you gonna do?
It's why gaff tape is still the best.
Yeah. The next release, I want both of your thoughts on this, because it is I think it's got mixed reviews so far from what I'm seeing. It's this new Panasonic camera that they just kind of released. The cool thing is they are resurrecting this like old Fuji Leica-esque, like the old Panasonic bodies. It has a built-in lens for it. And the thing looks sick. Like it looks like an old time. I saw this camera and I was like, Jake, this is your walk around New York street photography camera.
So we got to break this down, because yes, this is 100% what I would buy. But how does this compare to? Because I mean, obviously it's the big competitor to the Fuji XV107.
Oh, like this other tab that I already had pulled up because I knew you'd mention it.
Brother, this is why.
How does it compare to this?
How does it? This is the competitor.
Right.
You know?
And so here's my complaint with this one.
That's the issue.
That's true. Because it's so damn good. But here's my complaint on this one where I'm just like, I don't know. It's cool that it has a zoom lens. So it has the Leica, 10-34, which is like a 24 to 75 equivalent. So it's got a nice walk around zoom lens. It's a floating aperture though. So from f1.7 to f2.8. So I would have almost rather you like do a little more development. Give me a 2. You can set this to 2.8 and then it's just a 2.8, but I don't like the floating. You got to do it sometimes. But my biggest kill on this one where I'm like, I don't know, is it's a backside illuminated CMOS micro 4/3 sensor. So you're dealing with a pretty small sensor in this. You get 20 megapixels, but again, like when we're talking about 1 inch, you're getting 20% more, I want to say, on a micro 4/3 system. But that Fuji is a APS-C. So you're getting twice micro 4/3 with an APS-C, and you're getting a little bit closer to like, you're not a full frame equivalent, but like, I don't know, for what's the difference? 490. So for $1,500 versus for $300. I think I would rather go with the Fuji. What do we think?
Yeah, I mean, the only advantage is the zoom. But is it a digital zoom or is it like an actual zoom?
No, it's a little pancake zoom, physical zoom lens.
Okay. I mean,
so that's cool.
So, but the one of the cool things is just the quality of JPEG, because you have the Fuji recipes, right? And you get the Fuji LUTs that are built in. Like, you get to have that fun, like, you don't need to edit the photos. Like, that's why I think it's been so popular, is that you have that ability to just instantly come out of camera, instantly go, great, here's social, here's fun. Like, it feels disposable camera-y, 35 millimeter E without with it in a digital body, you know? So, and that you can customize the recipes to create a look and a LUT that you want. I don't know. I think that's why Panasonic, I liked your hot take on it though, where if they had stuck at a 2 or something, like it doesn't need to be 1.7. If it was just a 2 and stayed there, or even at a 2.8, okay, fine, it's 2.8. Like, the variable lens makes me feel like it has the same stigma as like a stock lens. Like, you variable lens, stock lens. Like, you instantly think of it's a cheap lens, regardless of, even if it's a 1.7 to 2.8, which is, you know, a great aperture. Like, it has the stigma of a stock lens, and it makes me instantly go, ooh, I don't know if I trust the lens.
I guarantee you they did that to keep it this small. Like, that's a tiny little lens. Yeah. So I know that's why they did it, but you're right. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't like having them. Yeah.
I don't know.
But there's nothing.
That's my
Todd. What's your thought?
Neither of those cameras are hitting for me at all. And I'll tell you, and I have a reason, purely based on pricing. I think that price point is too hot for my point and shoot walk around camera. The point and shoot aesthetic is coming back. I understand. I've heard people talking about that, and some of the companies are relaunching ones. And I think a $400 to $600 camera, especially with what you just said, at a 2.8 to 7, like, that's not a great aperture range. And I can get a cool little Canon that kind of does that for pretty cheap. I think they still make the Elf, and that's a lot of money for that camera. And then to that end, the other part for me is when I do my street photography or my kind of documentary style photography, man, I grunge the crap out of those things. I like black and white, and I like it to look like old editorial. And so I could probably shoot that on a 3.2 megapixel camera, you know, like it's, you know, so for me, I like the idea that point and shoots are coming back. I'm not spending $1,700 for it, because I'm like, ooh, I'm real close to an FX30, and I would rather have another pro cam in my mix.
Yeah.
Than this dedicated stills camera. It's just, I don't know. It's not for me.
Speaking of like weirdly priced point and shoots, did you guys ever see this launch? The RX1R camera. Did you guys ever see this?
Who makes this one?
Zeiss.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's got a Zeiss. It's got the Zeiss lens on it, but it's like they've always kind of partnered. They did this point and shoot looking thing. They have a nice.
I remember this. Yes.
Yeah.
This came out recently though. I'm trying to.
Oh no, then
It's really pricey.
This
though,
came
isn't
out.
it?
What
Yeah.
kind of almost $5 grand?
I'm getting
It's
an
but they put a
A7.
full frame backside illuminated sensor in it, and they have
That's
this.
crazy.
That was a weird one.
61 megapixels. But so I would see this. Okay,
Yeah, it's an A1 sensor. It's like they put the A1 sensor
But
in
that's
this.
my point. This is for the pro photographers who want.
No, it's not.
No, because I mean,
For
look,
an
it's
RX.
no, in the sense of they want a small little fun thing, but to be able to have a super high quality camera, because it is, to me, what this competes with is Fuji's RF 100. It's the 100, whatever, the GFX 100 RF.
Yeah.
Which is their.
Doesn't the GFX have the
medium format.
interchangeable lens though? Or is it
So the
built in?
GFX is their medium format. The
Yeah.
100 RF is their fixed lens medium format camera. But and that runs, because I've shot with that, and it's incredible. 102 megapixels. It is a full medium format camera, but as a point and shoot. And that does run like 5,500.
Yeah,
But
but
to
at
me,
that
you're
point
buying
you
a-
have a medium format camera.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why
you're
to me,
right, like-
this is me trying to compete with that market, because it's 61 megapixels, and this is just I'm trying to I'm trying to be rational, right? I'm trying to go, who are you competing with? This is the like, hey, I want to have a point and shoot, but I need something that is super high quality. It's 61 megapixels, full frame, But to me, at that point, move to this. Like I shot with this in New York earlier this year. Oh my God. Like
It's
the
a fun
files
camera
are
if you got
I mean, it's a
$6
medium
grand.
format camera, but for $6 grand. And and it has the auto crops in I mean, Fuji, in my opinion, crushed it with that one.
Yeah.
You know, the one that's got me very interested in the point and shoot thing. Have you seen this little Insta Go that goes into like the retro little snap thing?
Yeah.
With the waist
We
level
talked
viewfinder?
about that at the
I'm
NAB
like,
recap.
that thing is
Yeah.
cool. That thing is cool.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah.
I would put in my pocket and carry every day. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
See, to me, like that camera is just a gimmick. Like I'm like,
Oh yeah,
I
100%.
personally, I'm like, because I've
It's a
bought
gimmick, but-
things like that, and I'm like, why do I have this? I've never.
Yeah.
used-
But I think for a party thing, like I love the little remote printer, and you
Sure.
take it. I think this is kind of like the Polaroid. The fun of a Polaroid, I feel like, with this is what you're getting.
Yeah.
Dude,
It is definitely.
I was gonna say, so the in terms of that little little thing, I thought that they've been knocking it out of the park with these like the handles that go into the Ace Pro 2. Like I don't have the Ace Pro or the Ace Pro 2. Like that was like too much an action camera for, I don't need another one. But I think like I've seen
Hush your foul mouth. Yes, you do.
He's got
only if
way
it's
too.
groundbreaking as the new mission. Okay. Only if it's really all right. But
All right.
dude, look at I didn't even see this. This is like you want a Fuji or a little point and shoot retro thing.
Oh, I've seen that.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like these
That's
little like the little
Age.
handle.
Oh my God.
I love that.
But it does kind of hit that, you've got a fixed lens. It kind of scratches that itch if you want something that's you can just carry around. And to like what Todd had said earlier is like, but the image quality on that is got to be almost, this is a 1-inch sensor, the Panasonic's Micro Four Thirds. So like negligible. And they
I think it's
crushed.
I've taken some pretty cool pictures with the Action 6 with that 38
Have you
megapixel. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
I've
like
seen
the
some
look
cool
of it.
pictures from this.
Yeah, and you're
Yeah.
like, this is pretty cool. And you're like, I keep it in my pocket. That's become like, I try to carry it every day because I'm sick of loading up my phone with everything.
Yeah.
And that was why literally
Yeah.
right there, Todd, right there, we're going to swing it back. We're going to
Yeah.
call it back to DJI. That's why I want the vertical function
Yeah.
in the pocket. Because
Yeah.
that right, I don't want to shoot behind the scenes on my phone. I want my phone to be a phone. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm 100% with you. But you know, have you played? I mean, I don't know. We're beating a dead horse. Have you played with the open gate though? Because it's true 3840 by 3840. Like it's 4K in both directions.
I mean, I played with open gate, you could say, on the Fuji at 102 megapixels.
Okay. Different game.
Wait, but
But
you're
it's not
hold on,
technically
Todd.
open
You're
gate.
talking about something different because 3840 by 3840 is not open gate as a 3.2 sensor. You're talking about a square sensor.
Yes.
That's
What camera?
one of the Instas.
A6. Hold on.
Hot take.
Because
Square
that's
sensor.
that is different. Like my little
This guy right here.
Insta 360 little micro.
I mean, I don't know if it's crop or what, but you know, this guy.
Oh yeah, the action. That is so. That's the
I've heard
DJI
about
action, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
about
and so
this.
the image, let me see here. I love this thing. And it's great
But
to
a
just pull it
square
out.
sensor gives you
Yeah.
a little bit more of that
See, to
flexibility.
me, it would have to make sure that you'd have I haven't looked into this camera, so I don't know. Todd, does it have, for
So,
me, it would need to have this.
Can you see
Yeah, it would
that's what you
have the
get.
grid line.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what you need.
But
Yeah.
Your vertical
to me, I
and
don't
your
get a good
horizontal.
vertical grid line on that. But to me, like
What's
I
that?
can't look at, but that's not how it's going to look like in. Can you adjust those grid lines at all or no?
That's the grid line you set. It sets for when you shoot it in the open gate setting. I haven't seen
Okay.
another option, but it's
The only
pretty darn cool.
yeah, go ahead.
Plus, it
The
has
only-
the. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, going back to what Jake was saying, is the only hard part about that, which is where I think, Todd, you and I talked about this with the Insta 360 cameras. You are signing yourself up for must edit deliverables.
Yes.
Like you have, if you will
Agreed.
have to take that in, and edit it before it can go posted anywhere.
Yes.
And so as long as you're like planned on, I mean, if you're shooting on D-Log anyway, and you're like planning
Correct.
on the whole edit, then fine. But
yeah.
But also,
And I like to
just-
shoot it in the 2X lossless, so it has less of the fisheye. So it's more like a 35 millimeter full frame or full open gate. You get a pretty cool image out of it.
yeah,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
you know, I gotta go look at some of that footage. Oh,
Yeah.
you have a video showing the footage.
Yeah. I don't have one handy.
No. But do you have one on
Next
your
episode.
YouTube channel that we could go check out eventually?
I haven't
the
put one up that hasn't been edited. So I could do that though. And I could do that and we can come back and talk about it on another episode.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just leave it full frame and let you guys look at it.
beautiful.
Love it.
I think that
Yeah.
I played with that on one of the Insta 360 cameras that I have, and the square sensor is nice. It's cool to be able to
Yeah.
reframe that. You basically, the other cool thing that it does, that the DJI does too, is it's like full horizon lock regardless of where you mount, how you mount the camera. That part's cool.
That is some crazy voodoo. I don't understand how that works at all, but it is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that part's cool. I love that addition in action cameras. They should all have that functionality because it's sick.
Yeah.
All right, we got to jump to this story, and then Todd, I want your input on what you've experienced. So I didn't even know this existed, but I've seen over the last week, if you guys have a lot of new kind of Chinese-made lenses that have been dropping or being teased. So China just had their P&E Imaging Show, which is kind of, I guess, China's NAB. But they had a ton of teasers. And Jake, trigger warning, I apologize to you. Canon has not opened up their mount, so you are SOL on. Jake has quit the show.
I'm going to leave this podcast. We're not going to do this
anymore. I know. I'm sorry, buddy. I tried to give you the warning first. So most of these are for L, E, and Z mount. I could not find a one for the EF mount. So sorry, bud. But huge, just like tons of new Viltrox lenses. Viltrox has done a lot of good new autofocus on the E system as well. So like you've got chip lenses for L mount. So you want that little walk around point and shoot. And you've got an L mount camera. You got a 28 millimeter. You've got 26, 28 on a normal, like you don't have the chip 4.5 thing. You got 90, 75 autofocus on there. So they're expanding their autofocus to 18, 35. They've got a 35 Pro, a 25, and they already have, I think, 85, 135. Like they've got a ton of great autofocus lenses for this. So huge there. Laowa, which made, like, I don't know if you guys have played with, but they've sold that, like, I think it's a 12 millimeter, 14 millimeter, zero distortion wide angle lens. It's a crazy lens. It is one of the widest, and it doesn't warp, like it doesn't bow or fish.
I have their 7.5 millimeter for micro four thirds.
Yeah.
And which is essentially like a was it like a 14 or something like that with no warp on the side. And it's just like it is full wide and just such a vibe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love a good a wide angle, like ultra wide angle lens, especially the 0D stuff that's like you have no distortion on it. And they have a couple other ones here, which is like an APS-C zoom fisheye lens. Talk about a vibe. That would be dope for anybody who's still running around filming skateboards, like skateboards in the 90s, man. Dude, I wish I had that many years ago. Yeah, and it looks like they're kind of, doing this one. This one seems sick to me. I don't know if you saw that on the list.
The problem with both of us trying to talk over each other. I was gonna say I don't know any filmmaker who didn't own a fisheye lens.
Yeah. Everybody had to have one, but this one's sick. 15 to 24 T8 probe and a 15 to 35 T12 probe. So they're increasing
zoom though.
Yeah.
That's wild. I've only known their prime zoom, their prime probe. That's crazy. Imagine the vertigo effect, the dolly zoom with a probe.
That'd be awesome.
Just, like that's insane.
Yeah, and a couple of new macro lenses,
gimmicky, but so great.
I've seen, but if you use it for those product shots, you want to talk about like solid marketing work is like if you're dealing with product photography or like product videography, dude, some of the stuff where they're shooting a coffee commercial and they go through the coffee beans with those probe lenses, sick. So I just, the few options that we have are just super expensive. So it's nice to see a few more getting produced, and maybe that drives the costs down if we've got more people that are making them, more companies that are making them, makes it a little bit cheaper. I might have no use to pick one up, but want to pick one up. I don't know. They look cool.
It's a good rental lens. It's a good,
Right now, it's pretty cost prohibitive unless you are really working in it to own it.
Yeah. You're going to just have it for the one or two times.
Yep. You have ZY Optics, which has done a lot of like really interesting lens, kind of older vintage lens replicas, and they're doing two new medium format lenses
for my GFX.
So you've got a 30 and a 45. Yeah.
For the GFX that I'm going to eventually be getting. Yet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
are we
got
Yongnuo at odds, Colden? Are you going to go Hasselblad and I'll go Fuji?
At that point, we're not at odds. We're just two douchebags shooting medium format. So that's, I don't know what else. I like both. They're both awesome.
Colden, you'll appreciate this. I've told my wife, the level of wealth that I want to get to is to be able to shoot 35 millimeter and never have to worry about the build. I love that idea. That's the level of wealth I want to be at. I can shoot as many rolls of film whenever I want, get them exposed and digitized at the highest grades, and never worry about the bill.
So you want to be Peter McKinnon?
I don't really care.
Yeah.
You want to be Peter McKinnon? That's what I'm hearing. Guy shooting wide lux, no problem. Let's go.
Exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
Last thing on this one is Megadap had a new version, a cinema version of their E-mount, which is sick. This has almost got me to go to a Nikon body because
but why can't we do it with Canon?
Dude, talk to your Canon people for that one. That's all Canon's decision to keep their shit locked down.
They've always been control freaks.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man.
Go ahead. I absolutely love. I was afraid when I first got my first Chinese lens. I was like, well, it's so cheap, it's worth the test. Plus, with Amazon, you can return it. And I got it, and I was like, this is blowing my mind. I just used it on a shoot. I used this one it's a Meike. It's a 30 millimeter and a 2.0. And I mean, the background was so soft and creamy. I looked like the people were on green screen. I was like, this is outrageous on a 30 millimeter lens, And then I just used a tack sharp focus on their faces too. Wow. And then I just got the Viltrox 15 millimeter 1.7. I'm saying this is a phenomenal lens. Like I can't say enough good stuff about it. I don't know if you could hear me. I think my thing just dropped out on me.
Yeah, we can still hear you, but you're
very
yeah.
That I can't recommend again. I think it was $229. It was like totally worth it. They're just. I feel like the big camera companies are in trouble. Like I understand they've got to get back their product, because China is there. I've said this before on my other thing. The one thing that they are experts at is deconstructing a product, figuring out how it works, and then figure out how to make it fast and cheap to scale. And they are just blowing my mind. And that's where I got, this Sirui 20 millimeter 1.8 autofocus anamorphic for $599 is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing tech. And it's the aperture ring is clickable, so you can turn it on or off if you want it to be smooth or notched. The focus ring is creamy. This is unbelievable. And I don't know if you can bring up that YouTube. I just shot it this morning. There was one shot I was like, I lost focus a little bit, but like, look at this. I mean, just light color grade on it.
Let's see. I think, okay. I mean, like
these shots.
Yeah. I have a Sirui for my Micro Four Thirds. So I use it for the Black Magic camera all the time. Love it.
Wait till you get
I shot a couple music videos on it.
The last scene on this, I was blown away. Again, this is an anamorphic lens. Look, the crispiness of the detail on the flower in the foreground and the focus drop off on the background. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. I want them to come out with a 70 now. I would have a nice kit with this 20 and a 70 right there. Like,
yours is 20?
It's 20.
20. Okay, cool.
But it's a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Where's the Canon version?
I'm sorry, my friend. Come over to the dark side. Come over to the dark side.
I'm you guys are making it hard for me to.
Like, this is just
that's the next big credit card swipe is do I leave Canon? Because the Canon, you saw the new Canon drop, did you, Todd?
Oh yeah.
Colden and I talked about this last week, and meaning that I already shoot Canon, and I'm like, do I just get those other cameras, or do I make the jump to Sony? And that camera made it very tough to. But
yeah, I could see that.
All these lenses, I go.
Yeah,
because this has been my thing lately too. Because I keep seeing these guys like, I've got a 6K camera, I've got an 8K camera. The lens is what makes the difference to me now. I can run on a 7-year-old camera and get shots that are like, this is beautiful. What do I care other than that? It's all about the end product. And so I'm like, I'm building up a lens army now. Like I'm like Matty Pahopoya. I'm gonna have shelves of lenses because this is making all the difference to me.
I've got a few lens shelves back here that I should do. Yeah. I've got a few too many, but yeah, I'm with you.
No such
thing. The glass. Yeah. So here's my struggle, and I want your guys' thoughts on this because I think, Todd, we were talking about it. And that Sirui lens, they have the Iron Star, I think, as well, that are like T1.5s maybe. Those look beautiful. They're not autofocus. The Blazar, the DZOs have a couple of like really beautiful cinema glass lenses that are just built properly for cinema lenses. My issue is, as I'm building this out, I guess I've got two different thought processes in my head, right? I've got my, Jake's talk about kind of you're a marketer, you're not necessarily the artist, but you're delivering a product. And I do a lot of that work. I do a lot of sports work where like, I don't know very many focus pullers that can pull faster than some of Sony's autofocus, period.
Right.
Like it's just so good. So I have that part of my brain, and I need that amount of stuff to work in autofocus. But then like if I'm going to do a doc or a narrative or like have the time to actually sit down and shoot it, my fear is on an anamorphic lens. Jake, we talked about this, like that lens is going to outlive whatever body I'm shooting on in terms of technology, in terms of the ability to, render that image that I want it to. So do I go head first into an E mount, or do I just go with like a PL mount that would last forever? Right.
Yeah. That's smart.
That's the hard part.
So yeah,
because I would do PL mount with
Sirui lenses.
Yeah,
all of these Sirui lenses, the cool ones that I'm looking at are all built for the mirrorless. That's the only thing I'm like, if I could get that Iron Star, let me pull it up so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because they're sick lenses. But
I think those Blazars are PL mount available. And again, it's not like, this is probably what would have been a $30,000 lens. It's $999 or something like that.
And see here, I'm totally wrong. This is why it was stuck in my head, because this is actually the kit that does have a PL version.
Oh, there you go.
So these are the Iron Stars that have the PL version. You can get it in EF or PL, and then you can adapt it to whatever you want. Now you don't have autofocus on any of this, but they're really pretty. They render really nicely.
It comes in a case and everything for less than $3,000. Three lenses, case. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love this stuff.
Jake, my man, I think you muted your camera.
I've been working behind the scenes on this right now.
Okay, that's why you were muted.
I've been quiet because I needed to pull something up. But I don't know if you guys have seen this. Let me pull.
I had to take my. Oh, you've got to. All right. I'll come back to us. You tell me when you're ready, my friend.
All right.
Here we go.
So this supposedly was at.
Is he still muted?
No, I can hear you.
I muted the. So this right here is an adapter that turns your PL manual lenses into autofocus lenses.
Yep.
This was a sleeper at NAB. I didn't see it. They were not like, hey, check it out. But this is a system in which now you can turn all your manual lenses into automatic lenses.
Yeah.
And
what system this is the Tilta.
This is the Tilta nucleus autofocus system.
Yeah.
But you don't need the focus puller.
Yeah.
It does it in camera now. Like you tap the screen, it focuses like how an autofocus would handle it.
Yep. And it uses Sony's native autofocus to be able to run those. And like that
so you could put your like I shot on a set of Cook lenses on the FX3, and I'm pulling manual focus.
Right.
But like you can use all your gorgeous PL mount lenses and have autofocus now.
Yeah. That's literally what I was looking at was that
it's
like
wild.
Yeah.
So you can hear me?
Todd, I can hear you. We can hear you just fine. I think you lost
apparently I'm having
audio.
some audio issues, so I'm going to say goodbye. And thanks for having me on. Because if I close out, I think I go to the uploads page and I won't be able to get back in quickly. So this is an unceremonious way to say goodbye.
All right, we got to
thank you for having me on, and I hope to be on again soon. I don't know how else to do this.
Sounds good, my friend. We will talk to you. We'll catch you on the next episode, man. All right, dude. I was looking at that as well. Let me move our. We got to move our banner now. Yeah, but I was looking at that as well. That Tilta system is just, it's cool, man.
Because then that actually makes sense for like, to be blunt, because the show's about me, obviously.
Right.
But like, again, that Canon Sony debate, you get that, and that runs you $300.
Yeah.
Like,
that's only $300.
It's $300. I'll pull it back up,
dude. Yeah. And then I was
like, look, I think you need the actual nucleus. You
don't need the handle for it, because I was just looking at it earlier.
No, so then it can actually. This is the base kit, but I think you need.
You don't need the nano. It just works with the nano.
No, but
so
like
I think
to actually rotate the lens, you need to put still.
Doesn't that come with the motors though, or no?
I think it's
does that just come with the adapter?
I think it's just the adapter.
So you need the pro version or whatever that actually comes with your.
I think I don't know. I'm not 100% on this. But
well, the other thing that I like on that one is that if you have the Nucleus Nano, it'll override to manual focus again. So like if you have the Nano, you just touch your focus wheel and you can, rack to whatever you want. And then as soon as you let it go, it goes back to autofocus. That is a cool system.
But the reason I bring this up, because again, like as a Canon user, I see this and I go, oh, this, because again, you and I do a lot, and Todd, there's a lot of people like, and that's our audience, which is the solo shooter, or the very, very small crew team.
Right. Yeah.
But mostly it's the solo shooter. It's the guy who, but we want to be able to use a nicer lens, and directing while cam opping, while DPing, while gaffing, while running sound, like it's tough.
Dude, it's hard.
Tough. And to be able to have a tool like this that can autofocus for us, so we can not worry about focus pulling, but just framing and just cam opping correctly. Like, but on like a gorgeous Cook lens, like it opens up. Okay, great. Maybe we don't buy Cook lenses, but we rent them. All right. The rental is not bad, or we find the right project and then that project has the budget for it.
Yep.
But now you got tack sharp autofocus on a Cook lens, on an Yongnuo, on a like. What?
That's where my like inability to pull the trigger right now on those is like I think that's the next step, is to invest in that stuff, because I have enough really great fast I've got enough great Sony glass with great autofocus. If I need to go shoot a sports event, I've got it. But I want that other cinematic.
What is that texture, that flavor that comes out with these lenses? The thing is this, you don't need to buy them. Like unless you're doing high-end DP work, which this is just my opinion. Again, like I have a buddy who bought a whole set of Cooks.
Right.
what he's using it as, instead of like, I come with my Alexa, he goes, I come with my cooks. Do we want to shoot on Red? Do you want to shoot on Venice? Do you want to shoot on, an Ari?
Yeah.
We got, a set of $60,000 cooks though.
Yep.
That come with me. And so and he goes, and I thought it was a better purchase for him as a DP because they will never go out of style. They will never need to be upgraded. Like
I was going to say, great
compared
investment
to an Alexa, which you better pay that off in the first 12 months or you're,
yeah.
It
goes out of style.
It's not going to last long. I know DPs who pulled the trigger and been like, fuck, I'm not getting enough work.
Well, look at what Red looks like on the used market. Like go to Facebook Marketplace and look at, you can buy Reds all day on there.
Yeah.
And as much fun as that is, that's a camera that I would pick up. They've got epic helium sensors that are $4,000, $3,000. Jesus, that was a $16,000 camera.
We were talking about that at top of show. The cameras are constantly updating.
Yeah.
But you get a beautiful set of primes. But the thing is this, whether you buy, my point is with this for a couple $100 for less than $1,000, because what is let me look up this. The actual tilted nucleus. If you had to, if this doesn't come with anything and you actually had to do it, $1,500 for the ultimate kit.
Yeah.
Right.
And that comes with two motors. So you've got aperture adjustment that goes, and that's another sick thing. It goes through the camera. So when you're just clicking your aperture, it's actually spinning the aperture on a physical PL lens. It's just cool. I was just watching a video on the Tilta system today, and I'm oh shit, that's awesome.
The Nano 2, right, is $300.
Yeah. So
$600 you're in, and you can autofocus on any PL lens. I look at that and I go,
Yep.
And maybe I stay with Canon with the agency stuff because, it works. It's great. I'm in it already. Fine. But then I do go FX6 for my entry level kind of cinema stuff, or an FX3. And I go, okay, great. I got my cinema stuff. I get one of these and I go, great. I'm going to build out my, because I'm shooting more short films. I'm, moving into the feature world soon. Great. Let me live Sony on more of the feature stuff. That's, you could say the Jake Isham gear versus the workhorse. All right, beat it up. All right, great. We'll buy a new one and let the agency buy it. And it just lives in the Canon space. Or I just say, screw it. And I just go all Sony across the boards.
Well, I think that would depend on what their launches look like for the next 4 or 5 months, right? If you're not pulling the trigger right away, because that R6V is, man, if I had enough Canon lenses, so you want to talk about stuff I sold a lot of the Canon lenses, and I sold my 5D Mark II because I didn't need all that stuff, and they're all EF lenses anyway, so I would need the full RF. You really want to take advantage of that. You need to go full RF system and not be trying to adapt old EF lenses. But if I was in the system already, that R6V is really nice.
That's
minus the sensor speed. That's still my frustration on that one.
I look at it from my standpoint of I'm shooting social content and podcasts.
Yeah.
3 of those with a couple of lenses and all right, I'm good.
Yeah. You know what? While we're talking about, we'll wrap this. So I will say the last thing that killed me about that Tilta system for now, and maybe they'll change it, only compatible FX3, FX30, FX6. So
let's pull it. Oh, you don't have it on.
Go here.
Yeah, let's see it.
I do here.
Put it in writing. Let's see it.
You have to remove yours again. Or did you do that thing where you deleted something? You deleted it.
Oh, I see a video on Instagram.
I screwed this up.
Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, you can't delete stuff, homie.
I didn't mean to.
I know. Here we go. So, only compatible currently with the FX3, FX30, and FX6. So, I thought I saw somebody testing it on an A7 IV. So I think they're rolling out maybe more.
It's the exact market that they're going for. It's the guys like us who have the FX3, 30, or 6,
correct,
and want to shoot PL and single man. Like, because realize, like, if you're going to shoot on an FX9 or a Burano or Venice, you're going to have an AC,
right?
You're going to. You're not going to single man on a Venice. Like, you're not just like, oh, hey, I'm going to just show up with my Sony Venice and my Cook, PLs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you have a team. You have at least one AC.
Yeah. You probably don't need the autofocus. But yeah, this is something that I was like, oh man, this is killer. So I like this. I've been nerding out on that one. And I do think that's maybe the next move to go, is at least to invest in this and maybe 2 or 3 just art PL lenses, just a small kit that I can be really happy with for like
rent it though. That's I don't know. That's my opinion. Is like,
well, if you're gonna buy this, I would want, then this would be like my daily driver for everything that I could use it for, outside of like the super fast autofocus where I need Sony native. I would, if you want that next tier up. So it's basically like the tier. It's that Iron Star versus a Cook. Like, no, I'm not going to go out and buy Cook lenses, but could I buy a set of 3 T1.9 anamorphics and be out less than $3,000 after this adapter? Yeah. And then I've got the and honestly too, like, even if it's a dummy adapter,
I mean, you're spending anywhere from 20 to, I mean, to be honest, $100,000 on a set of lenses like that. So on that side. So that's still, I think that's my point. Like, okay, great. You have this, but like, great. You put it in the budget, you're going to spend the $300, not the $30,000.
Yeah.
But it's just baked into the budget. You go, great. Oh, you want this higher end? Like, I offer this.
Right.
And so at least it's not the $600, and maybe it is easy to rent one of these things. And it might be like, okay, great. At least that might be the way to start. It's like, okay, great. You got a little bit of an extra budget. Hey, you guys want to shoot on some nice ass glass? That's going to really make it just like, or, you upsell it just in general, like because most clients don't even know this stuff. And you just like, hey, we're going to shoot on gorgeous stuff. Oh my God, amazing. Yeah. And I can get it for, only this price. Whoa. Okay. And then there you go. I don't know. I've done, that's the tricks that I've done.
Yeah. Well, again, like, I would think if you can get, because you saw those like Iron Horses, T1.9 anamorphic set, $2,300. Like, that would be fun just to have in the kit. But if you wanted to go higher, is what you're saying. If you wanted to go to the Cook level, like, if you wanted to go to the, because I was looking at even old
Yongnuo, any of the vintage lenses, like, you get into all of that, like, it just opens up an entire world of the best lenses.
Yeah.
On an FX3, on an FX30, on a, sure, an FX6, but like on an FX30, putting on the best Cook lenses. But, and that, it goes back to, we talked about this a handful of episodes ago. Like, I was talking to a DP, and literally her recommendation was, all that matters is what lenses are you shooting on and who's coloring it. But like, if it opens up that level of lens on an FX3.
Yeah. I mean, they make lots of adapters for PL if you really just want to get a PL lens on an FX3. Like, they've done that forever, right? Like, I mean, I shot a project on Panavision. Like, how stupid is this? This is only film school shit. Panavision lenses adapted to a 5D body. No fucking reason why you need to do that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, the Cooks, they're making natively now EF, or I shouldn't say EF. They're making natively RF. They're making natively E. Like, they are making, because I've talked to Cook out here in Burbank, and I've played with their glass, but okay, they're E. You still don't get the autofocus.
Right. This is where you get to hybrid that into the autofocus world.
Exactly. You get PL, but auto, like, okay, great. You could get it in E, but then you're still pulling focus.
Right.
But you can get this with PL.
Yeah.
And also then I was like, great. okay, I'm going to get real nerdy right now. If you shoot multicam, you go, great. You put it on your PL on a Burano or a Venice, and you have the autofocus on your FX3 or your FX6 and your medium and wide, and then there you go.
Yeah.
Like you can you can be like, great, I need to monitor my second camera. Yeah. Like it's a wide shot or whatever. Like it opens up. I just think it was a dope little thing that I was like, ooh, that's been needed.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Viltrox might have made the first one. Tilta's over in your hood. It's over in Burbank. And I have multiple Tilta cages. I have their follow focus system. Like I can say they have not let me down. So I would, if I had the option, I would pay more money for this Tilta system. And maybe that's the next thing I got to drop is for this thing. But it hurts. It hurts. So let's I
was gonna say this transition.
Perfect segue. But let's talk about what we talked about. A lot of gear. What didn't work for you? What did you buy? No, you can just tell me.
Oh God, it gives me PTSD and depression and all anxiety, all of the words that we use in mental health.
Sure.
Thinking about it. The Eldachrome slider.
We were just talking about a slider that you would want to buy, and you already have a slider, and
I have a slider. That shows you how annoying this purchase is.
Yeah.
So at NAB 2018.
Oh, it was an impulse buy.
Eldachrome was there, and we talked to them. I was looking at their stuff, and I was, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. It works so well. And I'm young in this. I'm a couple years into the game at this point. First time at NAB.
Okay.
So the layer of rose colored glasses in front of me, I was Elton John there. And oh my God, I was like, okay, let's drop it. It was like $800. It was like a first, outside of the cameras, it was like a real purchase. I was like, oh, I got some real gear here.
What sold you on it?
It was clean. It was built well. I don't know. It just, I don't know. It
had pretty buttons.
Quality piece of gear. No, because it wasn't even an auto slider. It's a manual slider.
Oh shit. Okay.
But it was like built well. Like it looked like it worked really well. That was the issue. It looked like it worked really well, and it has the rubber pieces in the middle, and it has failed me over and over and over again. And so drop your Rex for a slider, because your boy hasn't had a working slider ever, really, that he's happy with. I'm looking for an automatic one, ideally, because again, I single man this stuff so much of the time. And who's got time for a dolly grip? So that's my regret purchase. Yes, I have used it. I have successfully used it, but that still stayed in my top shelf that I can't get rid of, but it hurts to bring it out if I have to. I'm like, if I have to use this.
I've got the same. I've actually got a slider. I wouldn't put it on my top list because it's not hugely overrated for me. I've used it. It's a manual slider lens though, or a manual slider. So that's the issue, is I don't use it as much as if I was just going to be like a kind of a panning wide shot on an interview where I have to go step away and do something else. It's like you're going to set up a manual shot, and it's got a decent travel to it. It's about 36. It's about 36 inches, but I'm with you. It stays in my gear closet more than it comes out, just because I don't need it. And that was also at a time, I don't know when your Edelkrone purchase was, but the gimbals now are so damn good that if I was going to pick something, I would rather handhold a gimbal like an RS5 and just walk towards somebody and I get the same. If I'm gonna manually do it anyway, in terms of like setup,
auto slider.
Right.
That's
still on my list too. So I'm still looking for an auto slider that I can just set up and go. And I tried a couple of them. We talked offline. Like I tried a couple of them that I was like, I sent back because I wasn't super impressed with it. They were just cost for value wasn't there. So the crazy one that I wish wasn't overrated for me. Like I wish I had more. We're going to circle it back to talking shit on GoPro.
Oh my God.
Because GoPro sells you every year they have a new camera. GoPro sells you with the most epic videos of the coolest stuff human beings could possibly do. And they're like, you can do it all with a GoPro. And it looks cinematic. It looks beautiful. So the color grading is great. The lighting is great. You've got people like skydiving off of like airplane. It's cool. So I saw no, it wasn't GoFundMe. It was like a Kickstarter for a cable cam that you could hook up smaller. It had like a 4-pound limit. It was great for GoPros, little mirrorless cameras, and you could run it like 100 feet.
I think I remember this campaign.
Yeah. And I was stoked on it. And they sold it well. They were like, check out this mountain biking through the woods, or this shot we got through a car. They had one that was just like, that's the coolest shot ever. They like came through, went through the window of the car, went out the other side. I was like, that is freaking cool. Take my money. And I've used it like, maybe it's gotten pulled out a dozen times total in the like 7 years that I've had it. But I wish I could use it more. But is it overrated? Because man, they sold it again like a GoPro thing. Is like, if you're not fully invested in the action world, and that is you, then you will get sold these things. And then you'll be like, well, I sit in an office, or most of my stuff is interviews that are sit down for commercial clients. Like, I'm not skydiving off of a Red Bull plane today or tomorrow. It's not on the schedule.
Yeah, I have another one. It was
okay. Like, anybody else? We've got like a couple of people watching. If you're watching, let us know what you're overrated. Yeah, for real.
We'll share your comment
in the comments.
But I'll get one more, which is the first GoPro 360, which was their, I forget what they called it.
I'm sorry.
But
yeah,
I used it
Max.
twice. I didn't
GoPro Max.
I never did anything with the footage. I didn't even know how to like what to do, how to do. I was just like, and it's turned me away from 360 footage. I wish terribly like I would use like, it's pretty much all action cameras. Like I've bought we've talked about a lot about action cameras, but it's like, you really have to be willing to just do it and invest in it. And like, and not just like investing in money, because they're the cheapest compared to everything else, the cheapest thing ever. But like, you have to be invested in like editing it and making it look good, and like, and just using it, and like understanding how to use it and what to use it for. And it like, it's an investment. Yeah. So, you know,
I will say, not to sell you on it, you don't need to put the credit card down for anything else this month, or your wife is going to kill me. But I will say, dude, maybe it's what's like turned me off of investing in more GoPros, because I did have the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, the 7, and the 9.
Dang, dude.
Like I was excited. I was the one that was buying these on every launch. Yes, I was stoked. And I did use them. I mean, they were my vacation camera. They were my like, we're going diving, or we're going cliff jumping, or like whenever, or if I took it out on trail riding with a dirt bike, like that was my camera. It was easy to mount. But the 360 cameras, dude, that just fully replaced any need for a GoPro for me. They are so sick, and like they get, if you're selfie sticking it, like when I'm snowboarding, I put some shots up on my Instagram where I was like holding it behind me, People thought that a drone was following me. They're like, how'd you get a drone to do that? They're just cool, but you have to edit them.
That's the thing, is like, I want to get into it because, especially like from a behind the scenes standpoint of what we do, like mount it on top of a camera, mount it like on your shoulder or whatever, like to have that as that BTS camera is like so good. But I just just have such a sour taste in my mouth from the GoPro experience.
From that Max. Oof. I will, and maybe a little bit more shade towards the end of the show. It's okay. They failed at almost every launch that they've ever done outside of their bread and butter action camera.
Flagship.
The Karma drone was a total shit show, right? They had their gimbal, total failure. The Max camera, I think the new Max camera is like slightly better, but like it's disappointing because they've let down. I don't blame you for because that's what I've learned is that the operating system inside your 360 app, whatever, if you want DJI, if you want Insta360, it's my only stopping complaint on the Insta360 is the app isn't built. The computer software is worse for longer stuff, for behind the scenes, for like you have to sit there and go keyframe by keyframe or hope that auto tracking kind of picks you up. If you're doing a snowboard run down, Mammoth, it's freaking awesome. Because then you just go in and out point, auto track, post, killer. But for the other stuff where I've got like an hour's worth of BTS stuff, it's still sitting on the SD card back there. Because it's just like, I can't take the time to go scrub through an hour's worth of footage. Like I'm on to the next thing.
And that's the issue, because I've always got these cameras for behind the scenes, for like, and the amount of photo shoots of behind the scenes. And I'm like, I have to go through this entire hour and a half walkthrough of this location of me doing street photography and find the moment where I got that one photo that I edited. And so I can like, and look, I respect the guys who do it, mad respect for the guys who do it, but it's just like, it's something that like I have struggled personally with.
Can I give you one tip? Sports photographer tipped me this, or taught me this.
Yeah. Is it like you're covering the lens?
Yeah. That's how I mark all my clips now. When I'm like, oh shit, that was a really great clip. I need to remember to go back to it. 2 seconds on the behind the scenes camera of black, and then I can scrub to say, oh, that was my moment. Yeah, you already knew it, but yeah, that's it.
But I don't do
Cover
it.
the lens, I learned that from a sports photographer, and it literally all of my photography or behind the scenes stuff, if I'm there, it's almost better than like being able to mark it in some way on the software on the camera, because a lot of times I'm not even in the operating system of the camera to push the button or to mark it, or I'm like doing other things. Yeah. So cover the lens, 2 seconds. That's where I know I got to go to.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, what do we got? We got some good stuff for next week.
We do. Yeah. You've got some stuff on some new.
Teasing this for weeks now, but I think we've been teasing AI.
Yeah.
And you've recently really jumped in the deep end of AI.
Yeah. I'm going to blame you, my friend. You have cost me so much damn monthly credits on this Claude thing. But yeah, I'm in the deep end and like really excited. Yeah. I'm really excited about what I'm blown away about what it can build for us.
Yeah.
But we got to maybe tease some of that, or at least talk about what I've been doing.
We're going to talk about it because I want to also talk about it just in general for creators and filmmakers, because there's so many aspects. Like you've dived down the rabbit hole in terms of what it can do on the actual creative side, and I've dived deep into what it can do on the business side.
For sure.
And so it'll be fun, and then what the future of Hollywood and what the future of Hollywood is kind of looking like in terms of content creators.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
It's going to be a good show.
And then probably
So
there's going to be new gear releases like there is every week.
You know what we're rolling up to, though, if you don't have it on your calendar? Cine Gear is only like 4 weeks away.
Ooh, we got to get our tickets.
Yeah.
We're going to do a live.
So that will legitimately be more drops for
Yeah.
Cine Gear. People, I mean, companies release stuff, especially like this tilt to
LA's.
autofocus for PL. Like, dude, the Cine crowd goes pretty wild for Cine Gear. So
I gotta convince you to get on a flight.
not Spirit Airlines.
Not Spirit. Frontier
Nope.
still though.
Yeah, Frontier's still no, still not doing that.
No, hit that.
Hi, man,
Delta.
we got a good show.
Hit that Delta Direct.
What'd you say?
I said hit that Delta Direct. I know that flight.
Yeah, that's a solid one. All right, brother. Until the next show. Peace.